Hello and welcome, my name is Ajaxpost and we're back here with Computer Tycoon. Now you may remember if you watched the last video, and thank you very much for coming back. And if you didn't, you might see a sort of clue in this top right corner here where that negative number is shining far too bright. Yes, I started losing money. I thought I was doing really well at the beginning of this game year, beginning of last episode, and then I obviously got too carried away. And as you can see, although my demand is only slightly more than my production capacity, I'm losing money hand over fist. Now, what I said at the end of the previous episode was I think I can turn that around. What I've been doing is trying to build more capacity to supply greater demand in all these extra countries that I've been buying access rights to. But what I've also been doing is keeping more than one computer on the market at the same time. Now, we learned this in the first series of Computer Tycoon some months back, that often you get better results if you have just the one computer. And that's kind of borne out. If we look at a number of my competitors here, each of those has just one computer for sale, some of which they haven't actually updated in over a year. I mean, look at them, some of them are really old. I mean, cheap and great. I mean, that's still got blinking lights, whereas mine's got a lovely screen and a keyboard. Oh, so sexy. Good looking computers, mine, definitely. And they're selling really big numbers, obviously because they've been selling them for a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it is. Whereas I've been chopping and changing. I've been keeping up with research to try and make sure I keep a lead technologically over the competition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and turn that loss around. That velociraptor? No, that loss around. I really should speak clearly, enunciate properly, and I will attempt to do that. I'm failing already. Right, yes, stop faffing around, stop waffling, get on with it. Right, let's get rid of this oldest computer. Let's archive you. Let's get the game running. And I'm losing less. I'm in profit again. Yes! That's much better. Now, the problem with the older computers, as we saw in the last episode, is that the average cost and the production capacity needed for them is usually higher than the later computers, which isn't strictly the case here, but then I am adding more capacity, more capabilities and more features to the newer computers. Like, for example, in this one I've added a heatsink to the power supply so it cools down better. That obviously increases the cost and the production requirements. Okay, I'm losing money again. Well, let's archive that one. So I've just got the one machine on the books. That's better. My demand is slipping back, so I could cut back on my factory capacity. Can I do that? Here, take that down a little bit more. Again, one silly mistake I made in the last episode was I was cutting capacity at my other factory in Gabon, which was kind of silly because I actually get better discounts. It's actually cheaper to produce in Gabon than it is in New Caledonia. So that was all just plain silly.
Your research queue is empty.
Oh, she keeps reminding me about that, my research queue. One of the things I've done Germany. No, Gabon, of course, is my rich countries where my research lab is. My mistake. Yeah, it said Germany there, and I kept mispronouncing it as Gabon. I have cut research down quite a lot in an attempt to reduce my costs, but I can still do research even though I am producing very little each day. So let's drag this across. So what can I research? The other thing I remembered as well is because I was doing quite a bit of research, and a lot of it in these early stages happens quite quickly, I wasn't actually building in all the technologies and the new research I did into my new computers. So I've got some catching up to do in that sense. Cooling, that's okay. A big fan. They're cooling our power supplies. That's good. Well, it takes the temperature down. That's nice. And I think that's an increase in noise. that sort of ear symbol there. I think that's what that's supposed to represent. So we could do that. Noise reduction. Oh, that's good. That's that's quality. I keep forgetting which way round the diamond and the star are. One is prestige, one is quality. I think the star is quality, but and that increases the temperature just by 1. Let's do that actually. So let's add that to the queue. That will take some time to come through, because as we've seen, I am keeping production of research down to a minimum. Okay, demand isn't great. My percentage of the market has slipped slightly. I was over 20% in the previous episode, but yeah, that's okay. Well, could I actually on this one, what's my pricing like? Oh, I'm still making loads of money on that. I could actually reduce the cost. So let's do 275. Oh, was that a mistake? Yeah, though demand has gone up dramatically, I'm losing loads of money. 2899. I'm losing vast amounts of money. This is outrageous. Even though, as you can see here, I'm top in all the key attributes of the computer. I don't... okay, we're going to have to take it back to 3 grand. Or 299. That's better. Gosh, well, that was tough. Actually, no, let's go look at that again. If I look at price... it's not pricing I want, it's customers. We are selling 40 odd each day, so yeah, a few pounds or a few dollars, as it were, can make quite a difference to... Are the days ticking over? Oh, they are. Oh, it's the end of the year. Excellent. So we can now look at our statistics, see how well we've done this year. Let's have a quick look at that. And the budget. Okay, I made a significantly less of a loss than I did last year. Okay, obviously 1974 was a big expansion year. As you can see there, 25 million on expansion. So that's okay, I think. I think I'm getting a better handle on it. So hopefully 1976, our new year, will be better. Sales are going up. That's good. Okay, that's always a good sign. Customers. Finland is my largest market, followed by Benin. Benin? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, depends where you put the emphasis, doesn't it, on the vowels and stuff. Germany. Now, Germany is an interesting country. We'll come to that in a second. Gabon. That's not too bad. But by global sales, Finland is the biggest, which is mine. Benin. I think Benin, if I can remember to say it like that, is quite good. It's certainly in the top, what's that, 3, 4, that's 8. Now Germany again features largely there. The economy level of my buyers, I'm selling mostly to rich people. Interesting. Though everyone else is selling to poorer people. Poverty status. Okay, market share. I'm the green guy. Yeah, I'm kind of equal with cheap and great. That's a bit less than a Fari. As you can see here on the graph, hopefully I might zoom in on this on the edit, so it's clearer. I am just above cheap and great now. So I was 4th in 1974, and in 1975 I have ascended to 2nd place. Interesting though, my sales are going up, but Afari Solutions are pretty much stable. Everyone else is on the way down. That could change. Research. The AI might be taking a slightly slower approach to research, which might be what's going on there. So if they catch up, then this could all change quite dramatically. Preferences. My market prefers performance and ease of use, and also quality. So I'm fitting in with the global market space, but that's not unsurprising, seeing as I'm such a large chunk of the market. Okay, Germany. I mentioned that earlier. We'll have a look at there's Germany. There's Germany. Ooh, oh, that's disappointing. Before we started before I started recording this, in Germany, my share was almost a quarter, the green there. But the interesting thing there is that cheap and great have the biggest slice of that. I started in Germany first, and this often happens when you start in Europe. Other companies come in and try and steal. So it's market share. That's interesting. Why is it not showing in Switzerland? Maybe cheap and great aren't selling anything in Switzerland as yet, because all the other countries is showing some market share. So apart from maybe if they're brand new in there, it doesn't show them. Interesting. Yeah, some of these countries don't have any market share on that. That's curious. I don't know if that's a bug or just a feature of the game itself. Yeah, so I'm losing out to cheap and great. So one way of attempting to look at that is if I look at my computers here, and again just compare myself with cheap and great. They're selling more expensive. Their computer is more expensive than mine. Their performance is better. Is that prestige? I can't. I could tell actually by going in here. Yeah, the diamond is prestige. Yeah, well remembered that, man. Their capacity. I mean, everything else on their computers is rubbish compared to mine, but performance they're outdoing me on. So, is that a key thing in Germany? No, it shouldn't. I don't know why. That is curious. That is very curious as to why I'm doing so much poorer in Germany against those. Maybe I'm just too cheap. Germany is... It's a very poor country. Yeah, I'm not sure that makes sense to me, but okay, let's carry on and see how we're doing. Right, I need to keep in profit. My production capacity again is a bit high. So can I just tease that down a little bit further? Okay, just to reduce costs to the barest minimum. So I'm making good profits. That's good. I really need to have more than $1 million in the bank, because having less than that limits me in a couple of ways. One of which is I can't expand into...
You have researched a new technology.
Thank you. I can't expand into other countries to have a greater demand for my products, and I can't develop hardware products because they have a sort of build and prototyping cost when you get new technology, as we're going to see right now. So what did I last research? Good grief. Oh, noise reduction. Okay. I'm not quite sure what components that would affect. So it shouldn't affect a CPU, I imagine, should it? Nope. Don't do that. Go back. A new power supply. There you are. Increased noise reduction. Right, so it affects the power supply. Ah, I'm doing it again. I'm so used to clicking the X to go back, where you shouldn't in this game. Well, in fact, in many places, not just this game. Storage. No. Display. No. So I think it is just the power supply, isn't it? GPU doesn't know. Okay. Right, so let's create a new power supply. So we'll base it off this one. So we'll copy this. So we'll call this one the quiet one. It's basically still an AC/DC converter, so I'll call it power 1 still. Now, can I spell quiet? I think that's right. Okay, and we'll add in the heatsink noise reduction. Yeah, the costs go up quite dramatically on that, but the quality really improves. Okay, in which case I can probably move my quality increment there down to 0. That gives me 30 still there, which is still vastly more than I had before. So these are just sort of multipliers, as we've seen before. So let's create that. Okay, that's taken a fair chunk of my bank balance. While we're here, let's have a look at more research. What else can we research reasonably quickly? Composite monitors. Yeah, the micron manufacturing thing is great for reducing costs. Prom. Oh, I need to. There we go. Prom. Read-only memory. Contents by physically altering its structure within the application of high voltage pulses. You learn so much as well in this game. We can mainly use it to store firmware, software that is closely tied to specific hardware. Excellent. It's just an extra feature, which is nice. Though in the same time, I could move up to an 8080 CPU. Increase in heat. Oh, and performance is better as well. In fact, it's almost double the 8080. Let's do that. Yep, let's go 8080. Let's move on up to proper computers. Okay, so I'm going to take my cool machine here. I am going to copy this existing design, and as is my want, I will call it 76 because it's the first machine in 1976, so -1, and it is going to be I'll put a dash after that. Trying to keep my naming system straight, as it were. We'll call it the quiet. Make sure all the accessories are there. Our memory. Yep, that's good. Back to the computer. CPU. Yeah. Everything else. So it's just the power supply that's changing. So if I double click on that, that adds it in. Excellent. So let's save that. And let's create the prototype.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
That'll be with us in about 30 days. While we're here, let's have a quick check on my competition. Is anybody producing new machines? The dates here are... Ooh. No, that's me. No, that's right, the dates are okay. Yeah. Nobody has produced a machine in a year or so now, so I'm feeling good. Yep. I just want to keep an eye. In fact, just on Afari and Cheap and Great, they appear to be my main competition. Looking at the stats. Oh, I'm good. I'm making money. Right. My demand again is going down, so I could tinker with my factory capacity here as well. Keep that going. Excellent, I'm back in the million mark. I do have one logistic point left, so I can expand into one more country. But I'm not sure. We've got all these lovely overlays, so you can see whether they want performance or capacity or quality. Or how rich they are, but it doesn't tell you particularly how much they cost. That might be a nice idea for an overlay as well, to get an idea of how much it would cost to go into a country.
Your new computer model is polished.
Thank you so much. We have a new computer model ready to ship out. So, oh, that's interesting. Is that cheaper than the cool? No, it's not. It's more expensive. For some reason, I had it in my head that the cool machine was £2 in cost, but it's not. That would be silly. Okay, so pricing of this one. Let's keep it extra. Let's make that one. Oops, not 30,000, 3,000. Okay, and our pricing strategy will remain the same, but we'll reduce the price of our older model by a little bit. So let's say 2799. How will that work? Am I still going to make lots of money? Yes. Cool, cool. I like that. Right, I can see how they compare the prestige. My prestige is slightly lower. Why is that? Although the quality is much better. Performance is much the same. Yeah, everything else. Yeah, I'm doing quite nice. My percentage of the market is dropping. I've just noticed that 17.13%. Hang on. I didn't market that one.
You don't have enough manufacturing capacity.
Oh my goodness. Everyone wants my computer. I need to bump up my manufacturing. Look at that. 119. Quick, get in there. Start selling machines. Although my profit has dropped. Yeah, I'm not selling enough to cover manufacturing costs. Okay, so I think what we'll do is if we archive the previous model, okay, keep an eye on our manufacturing capacity. So it's just above the demand, and we're making money. That's okay. Cool. Right. Yeah, that is strange how it determines why new models interfere with sales so much. I think that balance between old and new models appears to be slightly odd, which is interesting because the game does support. I mean, as we see here. Oh, look, that's better. I've got a better share of Germany now. It does support selling to a whole variety of different types of buyers. There's the cheapskates, there's the workers, the gamers, the casuals, and they all have sort of different requirements for a PC, for a computer. Sort of speed, performance, capacity, ease of use, that sort of thing. So you should be able to target your models at those individual sort of markets, those consumers. That's 11 million. I'm trying to find somewhere else to start selling into. But they're all big and expensive. Oh, Nicaragua. I could sell into Nicaragua, though the preference there is just for ease of use. Actually, I'm quite good on ease of use, I think. Which is that one, isn't it? Where is it? See it? Ease of use, yeah, that is that button. I'm quite good on ease of use at the moment, so I could do that. Okay, my capacity is going too high again. Let's reduce that a bit. That's better, I think. Yep. Okay, more in keeping. So where it was the Nicaragua, so it could go there. Well, again, that would leave me with just a few $100,000 in the bank, which I don't want to do at this point. I think I want to get out. I want to stay, if I can, above $1 million, as I said earlier. Zimbabwe. That's interesting. That's poor, but it's got a better mix of preferences. than Nicaragua. No, what are you? Iceland. Oh, Ireland. That's interesting. Denmark. Denmark could be good. Okay, how are we doing with our research? Oh, did I? I clicked on 6 micron. I don't remember doing that. Oh, well, never mind. We're nearly there. Well, that's good because it will reduce the costs in manufacturing, which is very handy because that appears to be an issue I have at the moment. Any other good countries I could... in Europe, no. No, let's not go to Russia. That's a billion. So, that's Russia still. No, China likewise. Now, there was a comment on the Discord that one of the issues with this randomized map that we have in the game is exactly this. It can take a while to find the exact sort of proper combination that you want for countries you can afford to buy into and will provide you with the market for your computers. That Vanuatu looks good actually. Yep, I'm going there. Vanuatu. Yes. Okay, I need to ramp up my production again. Yeah, whereas if we're trying to do a more sort of realistic map of the world, where the populations were roughly what they are in reality, then finding those countries you want to sell into would be that little bit easier. Andras, the developer, does what am I doing? Does have a plan to provide a proper, realistic, and perhaps even historical world map environment. But that obviously will entail quite a lot of work and development to get right. So that's a little way off on the game's roadmap. But yeah, I'm okay with the way it works at the moment. Certainly this randomised thing, and it's all part of the fun, trying to mix and match what you've got. And it kind of goes. Sometimes it's all those the weird combinations of little islands being populated by millions and millions of people. But there we go. What are we doing? There we go. Take you down again. What would be nice? I mean, we discussed this in the previous episode. It might be nice to have some sort of warehousing option, so people like me don't spend too much time faffing around fine-tuning and twitching here on these sliders to ensure production and costs and so on don't get too far out of kilter with demand and income. So we could, if we did overproduce, we could have a warehouse full which we could sell in addition to or separate to or whatever to our main manufactured stock. Okay, my share of the market 17.93. That's doing okay. I'm making a reasonable amount of money. I think I'm happy enough with that. How's my research doing? Oh, we're nearly there. We're nearly going to get 6 microns. So that will reduce my costs a lot. So that should make a nice difference. Budget here. I'm in profit. That's good to see. Makes a nice change. Sales. Yeah, we're doing quite well. We're currently at the end of all September, end of August. Sorry. Coming into September. That's doing quite well, I think. So these are actually kind of... I think in the last episode I suggested these weren't real time. They are, more or less. Market shit likewise here. Though I'm still fighting a battle against cheap and great. How's Germany doing, by the way? Yeah, it's to and fro there, isn't it? Let's just compare ourselves with... No, they still no new machine. Bad, bad, bad. Yeah, I'm selling quite a nice number of my quiet box. That's really good. Right, let's roll forward and see what happens when we come to get our 6 micron research completed.
You have researched a new technology.
And there it is. And can I just actually, I'm not sure how much of this you can hear because I do keep the game sound quite low generally. It's quite a nice jazzy soundtrack to this game at the moment. It may not appeal to everyone, but it's kind of cool. I like it. Thank you. I think Andras does do music himself. So whether it was his own composition or whether he's got collaborators in, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So we've now got 6 micron researched before we start the 8080. So let's have a look at a new computer. Actually, new hardware is where we need to start. So this will all be about CPUs. So we can we do this on CPUs? Oh, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, did I not put 10 micron on the previous one? Ooh, interesting. Right, so we'll get back out to the world. Let's come here. So our CPU, I want to take our latest CPU there. We'll copy this. And this will be the third 4040. And it will be 6 micron. Look at that. Look at that change in production costs and manufacturing capacity requirement. That's a lovely shift downwards. Okay, so we will create that. That costs me 142,000. That's why you need a fairly substantial bank balance if you're doing research, so you can afford actually creating these new hardware prototypes for your factory to build. So that's that. And our motherboards. Did I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing 10 micron on these. Did I miss a trick there? I think I might have done. Yeah, so this will be still going to be the SLI into. Ooh, I've got BIOS as well. Oh, I've got so much good stuff. This is going to be a whole new range. I'm going to call it MoBIOS, I think. Where's the cursor gone? I missed the cursor in there. MoBIOS /1. Okay, so we're going to give it SCSI. Oh yeah, that's adding in the feature set. A built-in speaker, loads more features. BIOS we've already got, and 6 micron. That looks good. Yeah, just checking that. Yeah, cuts the cost down wonderfully. Yeah, we'll create that. Power supply. I don't know if this will do anything for power supplies. Nope. There's me clicking the exit button again. Memory. So let's copy this one, and this is, again, it's not a great change in technology, it's just the manufacturing that's changed. There we go. Create that. Input device. Again, I don't think this will. No, this won't. I get that. That's just me because I just so love clicking the top corner, the exit button. Actually, this should be SCSI as well. I'm missing a trick on some. Again, that's what I said earlier. I did quite a bit of research in a short time and didn't necessarily apply it to all my technologies. There you go. Storage. No, we've got that. Well, let's just... I'm doing it again. Let's just check that anyway. Oh, this isn't... We need to add SCSI to this as well, you see. Now, these are costing more, so this is going to offset the benefits I get in producing the cards and the memory and so on with. I'll keep capacity high because I like that. That's a big bonus I've got. But we can reduce the quality and stuff, I think. Okay, so that's that. And the video card. We can now reduce the cost of that by going 6 micron. There you go, and 6 micron. Lovely job. Ooh, can I increase these? I can. If I take the 6 micron out, it was $173. So as long as I don't go above that, I'm going to be okay. Okay, can we put... that's quite expensive going up. Okay, and there's... But it gives me more performance, which is something some of my customers like. Multiplier, that doesn't... Oh, it does affect and can slide that. Oh, it's not so much a slide as a click to increase. Well, that does increase the cost. So we'll leave the multiplier there, and the clock. Yeah, well, that'll do nicely, I think. So we'll create that. Okay. Now, one thing I noticed which is confusing me, so I'm going to look at it again now, is removable media. Why am I not seeing 8-inch floppy disk drives? Let's do that. So yeah, because I've got tape still. I don't want tape still. So we're going to copy this. But it's not. Oh, I had this issue with the previous version of the game. Is if you have one technology selected, which is exclusive, you can only have one or other. Like this, I couldn't. If I don't have the disk drive, I can only have tape. It's just a display issue there, I think. It gets confusing, particularly if you're not that familiar with computer technology. You can't necessarily immediately see what the problem is. So that's the floppy. There we go. Yep. So we're ready pretty much to build a whole brand new computer, and that's what we will do at the beginning of the next episode, because this one is running a little bit long. So we're left in an exciting state. We've got fabulous new technology. Well, I thought someone had bought Brazil then for a second. They haven't. We have fabulous new technology at our hand. We've reduced our manufacturing costs by going to 6 micron. And we're ready to launch yet another exciting new computer on the world. And I'm doing reasonably well. 18% of the marketplace. Market share. Yeah, it looks like that brutal data, they're kind of catching up, but that's because I'm slipping so far. But sales are going well. We're in profit, just about. That's me spending all that money on engineering for the new hardware. Right, so it's looking really good. I'm feeling positive for the moment, and that's where we're going to leave it. We're going to start the new episode next time with a brand new computer and launch that to an unsuspecting world and make our fortune, hopefully. And yeah, I'm quite happy. I've turned it around. That's the main thing. We're now back making money. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this episode, a little bit of a like, a thumbs up would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Even better though, if you've got any thoughts, suggestions, recommendations, criticisms even, anything to say, drop a note into the comments box below. It'd be very much appreciated. It'd be great to hear from you. And of course, if you've not already subscribed, then please do so. That way you'll get notified when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play videos. Yeah, and that's it. So from me, Ajaxpost, here in Computer Tycoon, until the next time, bye bye for now.